Now, what is before you kind of got into this, what is your background? Did you have maybe, like a psychology degree? Did you have any kind of and anything happen maybe in your life where you're like, oh, this is, quote unquote, my calling type of thing? How did you get started? Because I'm always interested in the kind of the grassroots, and you could take it as far back as you need to. You can, go back to childhood when something happened and you realize it now that that was a kind of like a starting point for you, or maybe it was like more recently. Like what was that point of your life where that came about?
Yeah, great question. I have a ton of personal story in how I got to where I am, which is true for most people.
Right.
I come from a lineage of entrepreneurs, my grandfather, my father, and the truth is I saw my dad work way too hard. And he's an excellent craftsman, but was working hard and not smart for too long. I love school. I am a psychologist by training, so you nailed that one. From a young age, I knew I wanted to work intimately with people. I love hearing people's stories. I love learning about what motivates people and what they're trying to create. I love hearing about their secret dreams that they don't tell anyone else.
Yeah.
And really, so that started out as a private practice. And what I used to be ashamed of when I started working with businesses, I now realize is my competitive advantage in the marketplace. I don't have an MBA. I have a master's in psychology, which allows me to understand why you do the things you do, and how your beliefs, your deep belief systems about yourself stop you from pursuing things and things that scare the crap out of you, right? Like the things that might very well change your whole trajectory of your business. I can help you figure out how to go after in a way that totally serves you and speaks to you, not a one-size-fits-all approach that maybe worked for whoever, Ray Dalio, but doesn't work for you,
Right.
So that's kind of my specialty. Now, that being said, I also have, business training from Harvard that helps me have templates and frameworks and know the science behind things that actually work in an organization, and don't. So I'm not just giving you fluff, and it's not a therapy session. It's
I love it.
Real action-oriented, data-driven solutions that I customize based on who you are and where you're trying to go.
I love it. And were you able to, when you saw your dad going through that, were you able to help him directly, or was that you took from that and started helping like other people?
Yeah. Well, so have you ever tried to teach your dad something?
That's why I asked that question, right? Because sometimes you try to like tell the person. I'm a true believer. It's like I can have my girlfriend or whoever tell me 5 times like, hey, this is gonna happen, and then I hear from some third party source, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna happen. She's like, well, I told you 5 times that this was gonna happen. So that's why I asked that question. I love that you caught on to that.
Yeah.